Hey guys, welcome back to Homestead Prepping and Survival. So, trying to get a little bit better prepared on my proteins, on my meats and things. So I went by that local independent store that I normally shop at when I'm looking for bulk especially. And picked up another 40-pound box of what I was telling you about, which was miscut breast. So I've already went through the entire box. You see there's 3 large bowls here, and there's another one that's off camera, of chicken breast. Now, normally in those boxes, I'll find a couple of wings, not very many. You know, wings are the most expensive part by the pound, so they don't waste many of them or miscut them. But normally I find a few legs and some thighs and a couple of wings. But this box was all chicken breast, and I counted them as I went through that entire 40-pound box, and I only had about 10 or 12 that were miscut pieces. The rest of them are, I cut meat for the better part of 30 years, so I can tell you, most of them were straight, regular cut chicken breast, just like you would normally, buy in your on-the-counter stuff. But they did go up $10 from what I've been paying for them, but considering how the prices of everything else has went up, $49.60 plus tax. So 50 bucks for a 40-pound box of chicken breast is pretty doggone cheap by the pound. It's about $1.20-ish in that ballpark per pound. And what I'm going to do is I've been sitting here making some bags, and I'm going to show you how I make the vacuum bags. So I'm sealing one end, leaving the other end open, cutting it to length. But I double seal one end, and then I cut it to length, and then when I fill it, I'm going to double seal that other end. It just seems to me it seems to hold better that way. But I'm going to package up some chicken breast in these vacuum seal bags and seal them up and take them out to my freezer and rotate through, put this toward the back and the other toward the front and so on. But I know prices of things are going up. I know the economy sucks and Bidenomics is killing a lot of us, but you've got to put a priority on prepping, especially food stores, and a way to replenish those stores. So it's late in the afternoon. I've been off work for approximately an hour and a half, and like I say, I went by and picked up this and a few other things that I was needing. And I've come home, I've taken care of the animals outside, I've taken care of the stuff inside, I've got the other groceries put up. Now, it's time for me to start getting this chicken packaged so I can get it in the freezer. But guys, I can't stress to you the importance of getting food stored and having a way to keep that food stored if something bad happens. So anyway, I'm going to show you guys how I do this, and then I'll probably jump into the finished product. You don't want to sit here and watch me package up 40 pounds. Let me get into it. So first thing I do is I'll seal, and I don't know how well you can see on there, but I get one little melted edge there that's sealed. So after I've sealed it once, I'm going to slide it in a little further, click down both sides, and I'm just pressing the seal. So it's heating that up, and I'm going to have a double seal on that end. So when it tells me it's done, doesn't take long, it's done. I can pop the top back loose. Now I've got a double seal on there. I can lay it down. I'm going to slide that chicken back over. Roll my roll of bag out, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this end off. Now, for the sake of the video, I'll finish doing that off camera because I've got 3 of them already made. So. Now, I've already washed my hands and all that good stuff. You know what? It's going to get frozen. So, you do what's best for you. I'm not going to put gloves on for this and just waste them when I can wash my hands. So I don't know about y'all, but that is a regular size full chicken breast. I'm going to try to arrange them in this bag to where they'll lay there flat. Just because it stores easier for me. That's 6 chicken breasts right there, and I think that's all I want to put in there. Let me grab some paper towels to wipe my hands on. I don't want them wet. Now I've got the vacuum sealer set to moist, which means it's expecting some liquid. I'm going to go ahead, straighten this edge of the bag out, and lay it down. I'm going to hit click, it's still set to moist. Now I'm going to hit vacuum and seal. So when it starts sensing the moisture, it'll seal. It's pulled all that skin out of it. Alright, and she's done. So now I'm going to slide it out just a tad more and seal it again, just so I've got that double seal that I was telling you about. Seems to me I have very few, since I've been vacuum sealing, that don't have a good seal when I double seal something like this. So there is a vacuum sealed package of chicken breast. Now it's dry and it won't get freezer burn near as easily because it doesn't have the air in the bag to get to it. So let's keep going. I'm going to do these 3 bags and then we'll jump to the end, I guess. Alright, there's 6 more. Alright. I try to flatten it out after I get it started just to help it when it seals, it's sealing it flat. Makes it easier for me to stack it in the freezer. And if you watch toward the end, you can see the moisture pulling up and it knows when to stop. I don't know how all that works, but it works well. So pop it loose, slide it out a little bit, and seal again. So that's 12 chicken breasts right there, and I've still got the majority of the first bowl that I barely put a dent into, and these are all mounted over as well. I don't even know how many's here. I'll let you know at the end of the video how many chicken breasts was in that box. But so there's 6 more. Now when I pulled the excess fat and stuff off, I pulled some of the skin off because a lot of the miscut was actually just excess skin on it. And I pull that off when I'm washing the chicken straight out of the box. So I don't have as much to deal with when I thaw the package out. Excuse me. Sucking the air out, it's not letting me arrange any more in there. Alright. It says done. Now I'm going to back it up a little bit, do my second seal, just because personal preference. It seems to me I have less problem. I've had things I vacuum sealed for months that I put in the freezer. Pork steak, pork chops, Texas style ribs, which is nothing but a Boston butt cut up, and steaks and chicken, and I'm gonna tell you, months and months, it still looks like the day I put it in there. Vacuum sealing is the way to go to help preserve that food longer. So it's done. And just that quick, I've got 18 chicken breasts vacuum sealed. And these bags are pretty tough, so they don't poke very easy. So I've got, there's 4 more in there, so 18, that's 22 in that bowl. So roughly 60 chicken breasts. I'd say this one and this one probably got a little bit more in it than this bowl had. I'm dropping stuff everywhere. But let me get finished and then I'll come back and tell you what the total was. Alright guys, so I'm finished with it. It took me, I don't know, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, roughly. So with the wash and prep time and getting this 40-pound box of chicken breasts processed, you know, pull the excess fat and all that and bones and stuff. I don't care for a chicken neck. I know you can use it. I know it can be saved. That's coming up in a minute. But getting just the breast, the part that everybody likes except for me. I'm a thigh guy, but anyway. I ended up with, I'm going to pick the camera up and show you, 12 packages of 6 breasts in each package. Now, 100% truthful, I've got at least 6 breasts in every package. Some of them I found that were small, those miscuts I was telling you about, the 8 or 10 or whatever it was. So I'd put 2 or 3 of them and then count it as 1 breast. So I ended up with, I think it was 72 chicken breasts, if you count it the way I was doing it, for 50 bucks. It's pretty cheap. It's a good way to store and prep food. It helps it last longer in the freezer when the air can't get to it, because it freezes as a better block. So when your freezer goes into defrost and air gets into it when you open it and all that, it doesn't affect it near as much when it's vacuum sealed. So it will last you a whole lot longer. So I've got 12 packs of 6 breasts done for $50, plus my vacuum bag and, you know, which a roll, I can't remember, it's not much. It's literally pennies per bag when you buy it by the roll like I did. So I'm going to move these back. I'm going to get them put up when I'm done here. So I'm going to show you $12 packages of chicken breast. So let me pick this up and hopefully I can put it back. But I've got 3, 6, 9, 12 packages of chicken breast. So, all right, now I had a leg come out. So let me see if I can get this put back down where you can still see me, so I can finish talking. All right. So again, you need to emphasize putting up food for hard times. Now, this is the hedge against inflation. If prices keep going up and you've got a year or 2 supply of chicken or pork or whatever it is you prefer to buy, put up at today's prices, knowing the price is going to continue climbing. I mean, when I was 10 years old, gas was 25 cents a gallon. So, you know, things go up. You're not going to regret buying food now, processing it properly and packaging it and putting it up if you're using that food and rotating through it. And I do. Some of it I buy too much and I can't use it the way I want to, but my kids do get some and other family and stuff. So it can do you a lot of good by saving money at today's prices against what it's going to be 6 months or a year further down the road. Not to mention the fact that what if it does hit the fan, an EMP or whatever, and the stores don't have it? What if you can't get it? You've got a supply to help you and your family and loved ones get through that hard time. So another thing I want to talk about, this past week I bought some more seeds to store, and I just counted this. There's 38 packages of seeds here, and all but 2 or 3, well, 2 or 4, because I do 2 packs of each type, are things that I love that I will eat. It may not be my preferred food. I'm not big on greens, but I do have some kale in here. I will eat it if that's what I need to eat, because that's what's available. So, but carrots, green beans, corn, squash, all kinds of stuff in here that grows well in my area and that I will eat. And that's another 38 packs to go in my seed storage for Crap Hit the Fan Garden. And just like with anything else, I use my seeds I've got stored when I do plant a garden, so that I'm always buying fresh ones, putting in there, and taking out the oldest, using them. So do that as well. But I do recommend, go ahead while you can find the seeds at a relatively decent price and stock up on plenty of seeds. All right, so anyway, I've told y'all before, I don't just talk prepping. This is how I live. Everything I do is focused around prepping, and people think, well, that's selfish, that's stupid, but I prep so that my family, my kids and my grandkids, my loved ones can survive if something was to happen. So to me, prepping makes sense. Not only is it biblical, but it's something I want to do to make sure my loved ones never have to struggle, or doesn't have to struggle as bad as it could be if I prep. So it's a good thing to do. You're never going to beat today's prices. Yeah, you may have the occasional sale, but overall prices are going to climb. So guys, if you find value in the video, please hit that thumbs up button, and if you have not already, subscribe to the channel and share the channel when you can. Help me grow the channel. I do appreciate it very, very much. Y'all remember what I always tell you, and it's more important than anything else. Jesus loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared. Alright guys, one more thing I forgot to mention. I hinted to it earlier in the video, so I wanted to bring it up so I wouldn't forget, is the chicken fat and the bones and the chicken necks, all of that stuff that I pull off of this chicken that I process for myself, that I normally would not cook for myself. Still vacuum seal all that into one bag. And the reason being, one is you can boil it down and make chicken broth out of it. So it can add flavor to rice and so on without having to actually eat it, because it is still chicken. A second thing, if you get to where you can't do that or don't want to do that, and you've got pets like I do, cats, dogs, even chickens, but animals, they can eat that as well. So you can boil it down and use the chicken broth off of it, and then you can also take the leftovers that you really don't have any use for and feed it to your animals, because they're going to need food too. So just wanted to add a little tag along to the end of the video for that. Thank y'all very much once again. I love you. Be safe. Be prepared.